Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today, there was a press release by Blake Rasmussen over at Magic the Gathering, Wizards of the Coast, addressing a lot of the complaints and belly aching, bitching, whining, moaning, whatever you want to call it, from the Magic players, the Magic based Magic community, about the Universes Beyond problem. A lot of people they hate and cannot stand, rather, kind of mush together two thoughts there, that Universes Beyond has become such a prevalent thing, and people are even more incensed than outraged about being standard legal now. Wizards of the Coast released a statement, our friend Blake here, and I'm just going to take the moment to go ahead and read it to you, give you a little news update. So I'm going to put a link in the description to this. It starts off, every time we release a UB set, we get a similar question. Is this going to be on MTGA and MTGO? We've typically handled this set by set basis, by an answer has been fully yes or demonstrably no. We'd love for the answer to always be yes, but sometimes things just don't work out that way. But all along, we wanted a more permanent solution, and with UB sets being legal in all formats starting this year's releases, we need a consistent and reliable answer. So my question here is just on this one. What sets were subjected to a no not being implemented on MTGO, MTGA, and or paper? The only one that comes to mind for me is actually a digital-only set, that being Alchemy, that did not come to paper. And I get why. Those cards only work in a digital environment, and they're funky and weird. But that's a whole other discussion. This initiative that Blake is announcing is called Through the Omen Paths. Enter Through the Omen Paths. Through the Omen Paths releases will be digital sets that are universes within versions of UB cards that otherwise wouldn't be coming to digital Magic platforms. The digital cards will be mechanically identical to the UB tabletop counterparts, but with unique creative treatments, different art, and different names. So I think my thought on this one is I think this is due to a licensing issue. Really, there's not a whole lot to say there. We will not be creating Through the Omen Path sets mirroring every Universes Beyond set. Only ones that will not be coming to digital platforms. Lets our formats remain mechanically at parity with one another digitally without having to create patchwork solutions here and there. Well, with the way they're shoddy, shitty, sparse banning, you are patchworking things, and your lack of play testing cards like Nadu. That's a whole other discussion. We are also currently only planning to create Through the Omen Path releases for full sets that are legal in standard. For the remainder of 2025, 2 UB sets will be coming to MTGA and MTGO, that being Final Fantasy and Magic the Gathering Avatar: The Last Airbender. This one here, I'm a little surprised by this, more so the Final Fantasy. Japanese-owned IP, in my experience, my opinion, and just perspective for being a gamer for 30 years. They're very stingy. Like you look at for Nintendo, for example, they make you pay for a remake after remake, and the next gen Zelda and Mario game that are all effectively the same. Zelda, get the Master Sword, get the Hylian Shield, rescue Princess, defeat Ganon, repeat. Mario, defeat Bowser, but in a different sort of setting. Same thing. They jealously guard their IP, make you pay for the same thing. They will not put these things on emulators. They shut down emulators. So the fact that Square is letting Wizards put Final Fantasy on Arena, I'm a little shocked by that, but all the money and effort they paid into it, they want that crossover collab. So there's that. One 2025 Magic set. So here's the big one here. Marvel Spider-Man, as well as all future sets, will not be coming to digital platforms. So you read that right. Spidey and any other future UB will not be coming to the digital formats. Now, take what you will from this. Instead, we will release our first Through the Omens Path set on September 23rd. I believe that coincides with Spider-Man. They will have more information on the set as we get closer to release date. So, a lot to take in here. The Marvel thing, this was foreshadowed in a prior video I made about a pissed off MTG artist. He has a lot of issues with WOTC, just getting treated like crap and underpaid. But he talked about the artist who drew the Storm card for Marvel, X-Men, Magic, whatever. And it turns out that contractors who do the art for UB sets, they cannot make money, cannot profit off UB art for things like playmats, signatures, whatnot. The only thing they can sell is the original OG artist-proof painting of the card. Marvel is such a huge IP, it's not surprising they are going to be so guarded with it. Maybe they realize what a crappy job WOTC is doing at running everything from D&D to Magic and everything else, and toys are a dying business also, so, And WOTC is staffed by morons that let brain rot and influencers dictate the commander format, all of the commander brackets. Really here, the main gripe of crybabies on Twitter as well as elsewhere is there's too many universes beyonds, and they will soon be standard legal. I don't see what the problem is. I mean, I feel like this UBs are a way for WOTC to just pay for an IP instead of having to pay an R&D team to come up with in-universe stuff within their existing IP. I don't know why they cry about it, because what I take from the press info is that the same card is functionally coming to MTGO and MTGA. So, Spider-Man will become Ricci Arachnid Dude, for example, in Arena and MTGO. My overall thoughts on Universes Beyond, I don't hate it. I thought Fallout was cool, but too limited of a supply, being only the Commander decks and Collector packs, which were ruined by scalpers. There was Doctor Who, cares. I like to call it that. I didn't pay attention to it because the fan base is just cringe, and, there's that. Assassin's Creed, it's cool, it's fun. It just doesn't work in Magic. It's, never played any of the games, but I know it has a big fan base. The D&D Universes Beyonds make the most sense to me, given it's a WOTC IP loaded with near-identical fantasy elements. And, last but not least, of course, there's Lord of the Rings. I think that was an awesome add to MTG Universes Beyond. Now, granted, these weren't standard legal. A lot of the cards were very powerful, so we saw with One Ring. But if you look at cards like Soul Ring is based on the One Ring. Basically, Lord of the Rings is Magic the Gathering source code. So the way I see it, Lord of the Rings fit in seamlessly with Magic. I don't know what the problem was. Anyway, what do you people think? Let me know what you think in the comments. Are you looking forward to a in-universe version of all the Universe Beyond cards? Do you think this is a good fix, bad fix? I'll put a link in the description to Blake's article. And let me know what you think in the comments. Catch you later, next time. Wow, fuck that one up. Catch you next time. Thanks, everyone.